how's it going? It's Jamie, the crafty DIY guy. Welcome to my channel. Now, I'm super excited about today's video because it is going to incorporate the Cricut Maker, and it also incorporates me getting organized. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have a couple rooms and a couple closets in my house that are definitely the no enter zone, meaning if you're a friend of mine and you come over to hang out, don't go in that closet or don't go in that room. And my laundry room, unfortunately, is one of those places. Now, I love my laundry room, and I'm actually very fortunate. My house is 100 years old, and laundry rooms weren't a thing when this house was built. But the people that owned the house before me actually took a closet that was under a staircase and converted it into a utility room. So that's where my washer, my dryer, my hot water heater, and a lot of storage is. And unfortunately, it was kind of one of those places for me that I just kind of threw things up on the shelf. But now I've got a great system thanks to my Cricut Maker and some bins and some really cool tags that I bought at my local dollar store. So let's get started. Started with my project, I did go out and purchase some of these plastic storage bins. Blue is my favorite color, so these are going to go perfectly in my laundry room. First thing you'll want to do is go ahead and design your labels. I'm going to be logging into Cricut's design space in order to do this. I'm simply going to go to the left-hand side here and grab a shape. The shape I'm going to be starting with is a square. All you have to do is click on the bottom left-hand corner of that square and unlock it, which will allow you to drag it to the proper size that you need. I want my labels to be rectangle and about 6 inches long and about 2 inches wide. Now, after you've unlocked it, you can certainly drag it around, kind of like I'm doing here on screen. You can size it, you can play around with it, you can place it on your canvas. But for me, I want to make sure that all of my labels are the exact same size. So I'm going to go up into the corner here and I'm going to size it with 6 inches long and 2 inches wide. And then I can duplicate this and use this for multiple labels. For my bins, I'm going to be doing 4 of these labels. Now, I have 4 large bins that are going to hold the bulk of my supplies in my laundry room. For these, I am going to label each one of these bins something different. I'm going to start with one with detergent. One is going to be cleaning supplies. One is going to be light bulbs because I have a ton of light bulbs. And the other one is going to be for miscellaneous stain removals. So in order to do that, all I have to do is pick the font that I want from the wide variety of Cricut font that is available. There are literally hundreds of different fonts that you can pick from. Once I have the font that I like, all I'm going to do is select it and then start creating my label. To create the label and to make sure that the font is the proper size, all I'm going to do is click on the bottom left-hand corner of the font and unlock it. This feature will allow me to size the font properly and space it properly within my labels, making sure that everything is consistent and uniformed. Now, I want to be able to use that bright blue color of those bins to my advantage. So for my label, I'm actually going to slice out the letters that are in the center of the labels that I'm creating. All you have to do is go to the bottom right-hand corner, click on the splice tool, and you'll be able to literally slice those letters out. All you have to do is highlight everything and then begin pulling away those layers. The first layer you pull away is going to be the top layer of the font color. The second layer you pull away is going to be how my labels are going to look. Don't you just love the way this looks? After exploring a little bit in design space, I settled on a font that I really liked and finalized my 4 labels. The next thing I'm going to do is prepare my vinyl so we can start cutting out those labels. I'm going to take my Cricut Light Grip cutting mat here, and I'm simply just going to remove that protective cover. Then I'm going to add my vinyl. Now for my vinyl, I'm going to be using this black glossy premium vinyl. I really like working with the premium vinyl, and it seems to work really well with me. Now, I like taking my vinyl out of the tube and reverse rolling it. That way I can line up everything really precisely on that line that I was mentioning before. Once I've got everything lined up, all I do is roll it out and I am ready to start cutting. Now, when you roll out your vinyl, don't be surprised if you do have a few air bubbles. This is totally normal. All you have to do is take your Cricut scraper and just simply burnish that vinyl, and it will help smooth out any of those air bubbles. What's also great about this tool is that you can use it to clean all of your gripping mats once you've cut. thing I really love about my Cricut Maker is that it is Bluetooth enabled. My maker sits up here on the shelf and my desk is actually on the other side of my craft room. All I have to do is enable the Bluetooth and it will start to kick on. Once you see that blue Cricut light, you are ready to go. Simply select your materials and start cutting. It is literally that easy. Just simply follow all of the prompts, select the proper materials, and let the Cricut tell you what to do. Now, before we start weeding that design, I am going to create my next set of labels. These are for the smaller tags that we had, and I'm going to be putting these on those soft-sided baskets. Now, because those tags are black, I am going to be using the white vinyl. So don't let the design here that you see in black distract you. It's really not going to matter because the machine doesn't care what kind of vinyl you put on that cutting mat. So once again, I designed everything just like I did before. I sized it properly for the labels itself using the cutting mat as my guide. I made sure that my Bluetooth was enabled and I once again started printing. It is literally that easy, and what's great about the Cricut Maker and Design Space is it will tell you when you are done. Check out the countdown here that you see. When I'm at 100%, I know that I'm done. I can eject my cutting mat and I can start to weed my materials. Now, whenever I'm working with my vinyl, I love to pick up my gripper mat and just kind of get a better view of where I'm going to be doing my weeding. I'm going to take my spatula and my weeding tool and literally just start to pull that vinyl up to create my labels. I love the way this looks, and I'm going to also grab any of the kind of center letters or the pieces of the letters that didn't come out. Once everything is done, I have 4 completed letters that I can use to hang on my soft-sided baskets. Now, any of the vinyl that is left over, you want to make sure that you use that because it's still perfectly usable. All I'm going to do is peel the vinyl off of my mat. I'm going to add it to my Cricut cutter. I'm just going to literally cut away any of that vinyl that has already been used. And then I have a nice large piece that I can use for another project another day. Now for my larger bins, it's going to be the exact same process. All I'm going to do is take my black vinyl and once again, just start weeding it. I'm going to use those great tools by Cricut and literally just start peeling off all of those vinyl labels. For these are the little ones that are a little bit larger, so they're easier for me to see. I'm going to do it just working on my flat surface here, and as you can see, everything is starting to come up really, really nicely, and I love the way these look on the side of the bins. Again, these are going to keep me so organized, and if you are going to be replicating this project for your own laundry room or your own pantry, I would definitely make the labels work for you. Make them your own size, make them your own fonts, make them your own design. That is the great thing about the versatility of the Cricut machines, especially in my case, my Cricut Maker. Now, once everything was done and everything was labeled, it was time to start filling and organizing my laundry room. Now, I did go through my laundry room and I definitely got rid of some items that were either old or just didn't really belong in the laundry room. I was able to fill each one of the individual bins with exactly what I needed, and it still gave me some extra space for any kind of backstock. Now, I absolutely love the way this laundry room looks now. I definitely am spoiled by having this laundry room in my house. I know that it's not as nice as maybe some laundry rooms out there, but for me, this is perfect. And now that it is organized and I can find stuff, I am so happy. I know exactly what I have on hand. I know exactly what I need, and I know exactly what I may or may not have room for.